right, we're just about ready to get started. Welcome, everybody. Anybody who just started, hi, Alexis, how are you? Welcome back, fellow Bostonian. Okay, all right. I will hand it over to Jesse and then we will get started.
Hi everyone, so nice to see you. A little bit of housekeeping. It seems like everyone is on mute, but if you can keep yourselves on mute, that will keep all of your cooking sounds on your side, and will help with letting us hear Deb and also Kevin. Also, for my purposes, I'd like to keep track of your registration and who came. So if your Zoom name doesn't match the name that you used for registration, if you wouldn't mind renaming yourself, that would be very helpful. We're very excited to have you here today. As Deb said, we have about 40 people coming, so it should be a good group. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Jessie, and I'm the executive director of the Japan Society of Boston. As I'm sure you all know, this event series, the Ouchigohan series, is hosted with Table for Two in partnership with other Japan America societies, including Boston, where I work, as well as Alabama, Georgia, Houston, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and also the U.S. Jet AA. In this month's edition of Ouchigohan, we're going to be celebrating the Japanese seasonal holiday of Setsubun with Deb Samuels and also our special guest chef, Kevin Hiromoto. A little background on both of them. Deb Samuels has lived in Japan altogether for 12 years, and she specializes in Japanese cuisine. She leads the program content and curriculum for Table for Two's Japanese-inspired food education program called Washokuiku. She was a food writer and contributor to the Boston Globe, has written several cookbooks, and also curated several exhibits related to food. And she often teaches these Ouchigohan cooking events. So nice to see you here, Deb.
Thank you.
Joining her today is special guest chef Kevin Hiromoto, who is a Japanese-based entrepreneur, musician, chef, and educator. I actually learned while researching this that Kevin first moved to the US in the 90s to study jazz drumming. And then he went on to start the Japanese restaurant Elliott Cafe in the 90s and later established the much beloved Ebisuya Japanese market. And he's currently running Ebisuya Bakery, featuring Japanese breads. So nice to have you too, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be celebrating the Japanese holiday of Setsubun. Setsubun is a seasonal celebration that marks the transition from winter to spring, although today doesn't feel much like a transition to spring with the snowstorm that's coming to us soon. But it's also a celebration of welcoming good fortune for the year ahead. Setsubun is observed in early February. This year it was February 3rd. And Setsubun is known for many playful rituals like throwing roasted soybeans to chase away bad luck and invite health and happiness into the home. In celebration of Setsubun, we're going to be making ehomaki, which is an uncut sushi roll, which is traditionally eaten on Setsubun while facing that year's auspicious direction for good luck. And we're going to finish the meal with a cozy soy milk matcha latte, which I think is perfect for today's chilly winter weather. All right, so if you all have any questions during the event, please feel free to put your questions into the chat. Deb and Kevin are going to be hard at work cooking, but I will be keeping an eye on the chat and I will help to call out questions and direct them to Deb and Kevin. So yeah, enjoy cooking, and I'm going to pass it over to Deb.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Deb Samuels, coming to you from my kitchen in Boston. We are on the cusp of another giant snowstorm here, so I'm happy to be doing this by Zoom. You never have to cancel a class. We're so excited to have Kevin Hiromoto here. He is a fantastic chef and has for many years had this wonderful Ebisuya market, one of the only Japanese markets in Boston. Today, what we're going to be doing, it's got three parts. I'm going to give you a short PowerPoint presentation about Japanese holidays. We'll just talk very quickly through that and what Setsubun is, which you just heard. And then Kevin is going to be our chef, and I'm going to be his sous chef today. Does anybody have any questions before we start? Okay. And again, as Jesse said, if you had questions, please put it in the chat box. Excuse me. And we'll be happy to answer along the way. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Share my screen so that we can go right on to the PowerPoint. Okay. Can everybody see that?
Mhm.
Yes,
Thumbs
we can.
Yes. Okay, great. So here I'm going to talk about, excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. Seasonal celebrations. Originally, this was designed for Osechi Ryori for New Year's, but we've added a couple of things to this. So welcome. I'm with the program called Wa Shoku Iku, Learn, Cook, Eat Japanese. And we teach Japanese cooking to adults, kids, seniors all over the country in classrooms and libraries, online, wherever we're able to gather an audience. And usually we explain to our participants that how Japanese people greet teachers when they come into the room. And we ask everybody to stand. So if you could all stand now and put your hands in front of you. And as most of you know, Japanese word for teacher is sensei. And Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu is Happy New Year. But when kids come into the classroom, depending on what time it is, they will say sensei, konnichiwa, and bow to the teacher. So can I have everybody do that? Sensei, konnichiwa. Okay, and this is how we set the scene for starting our classes. Okay, you can all sit down. And even though Japanese New Year has passed, this is how you say it. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. You usually don't say it at this point in the year, but I will just finish that slide. Okay, whoops. So we're talking about holidays and celebrations. We like to make sure that everybody can relate to what we're talking about. And we ask, what kind of holidays do you celebrate? Hanukkah, Christmas, Eid, Diwali. Now it's Ramadan, actually also a Muslim holiday. So these are all religiously based holidays. Who are of particular religion will follow these customs. But in America, Thanksgiving is kind of the one holiday that everybody celebrates, that has nothing to do with religion. It's sort of our shared background. New Year is the same kind of thing. It's something that everybody celebrates. And New Year's is like the largest holiday in Japan. It's Christmas on steroids in Japan. And for this holiday, people do a lot of different things. In USA, Thanksgiving, we're having turkey, nice big bird with all the trimmings. But for Japanese New Year's, beautiful, beautiful display called Osechi Ryori, and these are all different foods that each food has a particular meaning when you're eating it. All of the foods symbolize something. Okay, so Osechi Ryori, luck, good fortune, long life, etc. Um, it also follows a lot of the Japanese concepts. Meide taberu, you eat with your eyes. That is pretty gorgeous, makes you want to eat it. It's seasonal food. Food of the season is cooked. This is generally winter. And colors. Everything is so colorful. So the way food looks is as important as the way it tastes in Japan. Everything in the Osechi box has a meaning. Black beans for health and hard working. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but each one is a very thoughtful item. These foods are served at room temperature. They're all made ahead of time. And that means that when New Year starts, the mother, who's generally the one that's cooking this, or the father, can enjoy the meal with everybody. Shrimp, long life, because it's said that the back is bent. It reminds them of an older person. Kohaku, which is red and white, are Japanese colors, happiness and celebration. And then look at this vegetable display, carrots for good luck. You're not just cutting a circle. They really make an effort to make this extra beautiful. And so all of these are displayed on New Year's, and all of them are foods with meaning. So elsewhere, food and symbolism is also very popular. Lentil soup in Spain, Italy, and Latin America. Lentil beans and peas represent coins and good luck. Hoppin' John, if anybody's from the South and the Southern USA. Also peas and greens and cornmeal, pennies, dollars, and gold. Okay. And grapes in Mexico, 12 grapes, for example, in Latin America, good luck and prosperity. So you can see food has a lot of meaning to it as well. On New Year's Eve, people eat soba, toshikoshi soba, and cleaning up is very important, osoji, before the new year. And people go to temples, and the bell is rung, I think it's 100 times to ring out the sins of the past. Okay, all right, everybody, we're going to get cooking now. Today's menu is ehomaki. It's generally in the family of futomaki, which is a large stuffed sushi roll with multiple fillings. Sushi rice is stuffed with a variety of fillings and then wrapped in seaweed and roasted nori. It coincides, it's the cusp of the end of winter and beginning of spring, as Jesse had mentioned. And it's generally to sweep out the old bad luck by throwing mame, which are soybeans. See if we can show you them. The soybeans are cooked, and I will show you these more afterwards. They're roasted soybeans, and what happens is that after that, you eat the number of soybeans for your age. The ehomaki is eaten unbroken, one whole roll, in one piece, in silence, making a wish, facing the lucky direction. So we will all be doing that. Kids love this holiday. This is the bean throwing at an oni, it's an adult dressed as a devil. Oni wa soto, out with the devil, fuku wa uchi. The luck comes into the house. Okay? And again, as we talked about symbolic foods, some of these traditional foods are kampyo and dried gourd shavings for longevity, shiitake mushrooms for long, healthy life and protection. Tamagoyaki is happiness and wealth because of the golden color. Unagi, grilled eel, is a success. Cucumber, freshness and growth. Sakura dembu, it's a kind of a shredded fish in the color of pink for good luck and celebration. And shrimp or koya tofu, which is freeze-dried tofu for health. Okay? And then you all stand there and you face in a certain direction. This year, it's south-southeast. I don't know how it's tied to the Lunar New Year. And so February 3rd this year was the Lunar New Year. And that's what everybody did. So we are just about at the end here. I just want to make sure, and then after everything, we're going to make a matcha latte to finish it off. And I think that's it. One thing I do mention with every class is if you have any food allergies or concerns, please ask questions. But since you're home, you should be all okay with that. All right. Does anyone have any questions now? Let me just get that. Okay. So what we will do now is we're going to get started. Chef Kevin is going to start us off with the shiitake mushrooms. Okay? So Kevin, if you can just explain what you're going to be doing today for that. All right, we're going to switch the camera to the overhead so that you'll be able to see everything that he does. And let me see if I can get my share screen to that. I'm going to ask for a little patience here because we've had a little bit of, there we go. Perfect. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started with the shiitake mushrooms, and I hope everybody has them. And these are what we're going to be, as I had mentioned, we're going to be cooking first together. So if everybody can get a pan, and Kevin, if you can show everyone what you're going to be doing. Okay. All right. So what you're going to be doing now is you're going to be simmering the mushrooms. And if you can explain to them, we're going to turn on the heat. Okay. All right.
And which one first?
Shiitake mushroom.
Shiitake first.
Okay. So tell them.
Okay. We're gonna put the shiitake mushroom in the pan, in the pot.
Okay. Just let me say one thing. If you're using dried shiitake mushrooms, yeah, we want to show you that this is the dried mushroom and this is the reconstituted one. Okay, so it has to be reconstituted and soft and then sliced. The liquid is extremely tasty and important, so don't throw it away.
Can we use?
Yeah, we can use.
Little?
Okay, we're gonna use a little of this in ours. But if you don't have this, water is fine. Okay. So
It's sugar.
so tell them out loud.
Okay.
Please add sugar.
We're gonna add sugar.
2 teaspoons of sugar. All right. And sugar is usually added first to when you're cooking the mushrooms. It absorbs the flavor the best, and it's one of the strong flavors. So we are turning this down a little bit, I see. Okay.
What is this?
That is medium.
Medium.
So
Okay.
say that.
Deb and Kevin,
Yes?
people are wondering what temperature they should have the heat set to.
Medium low. Medium low. Sugar will burn. So you want to be able to watch it. We've got 2 forms of sugar here.
So we're gonna put mirin, sweet sake, mirin.
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons. And then we're gonna put soy sauce. 2 teaspoons.
1 tablespoon.
Oh, 1 tablespoon soy sauce. Looks good.
Yeah. And we're gonna cook this for how long, Kevin?
I think 3 more minutes.
3 minutes? Okay. Do we need to add a little more water?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So if you did not add we added the mushroom stock, but you add 2 tablespoons of water to this mixture. Okay. And this is a form of what would you say the style of this cooking is? Nakonadamade, how do you say that?
Nitsumeru.
Nitsumeru. Can you explain what nitsumeru is?
Nitsumeru mean what? How?
Absorbing.
Yeah.
Nitsumeru is sort of simmering the liquid until the vegetable or the meat or whatever is cooking absorbs it. And that's how these become so flavorful. And you want to make sure that you're just watch the heat because you don't want to burn this. Okay.
That'd be enough, I think.
That's enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can everybody see that? All right. So we're going to put this right here into our in a bowl. Just back. Okay. All right. So I wanted to show you as well, when you're building your ingredient plate, you want to try and keep all of your ingredients together and organized. So here I have my kanikama, I have takuan and tobiko that I'm using today. And now I'm going to add to this the shiitake. And we're going to hopefully keep everything extremely organized so that at the time you're ready to put the ehomaki together, you'll have everything in one place. Okay.
Let's cut cucumber.
Okay, yep. So the next thing we're going to do is cut the cucumber and avocado. I know that I gave you instructions to have these things, have some of them ready, but we'd like Kevin to show you his fantastic knife skills. Okay.
Usually we use this long knife, but I think you don't have like this knife, so I'm gonna use shorter one like this. Okay, cucumber first.
This is an English cucumber. And the reason why we're using the English cucumber is because you can eat the skin. Okay, you can eat the skin. That's an important element here. If you don't have the English cuke, then you would be using the Persian cucumbers. Okay, everybody okay? Any questions? All right. If
Okay.
you've already cut it, it's fine. We just want to show you. Okay,
Cut here first.
tip.
Tip. Then we need to cut here. Same white right here.
So you want, everything is going to be lined up, so you want things to be a similar width.
And cut half. Then use spoon, take it off seed. Like this. Then cut like this, cut half, and cut one more. So cut quarter.
Yes.
Like this.
And this goes on our plate. So we're building our ingredients, okay? And again, you can see the colors. It's all very, very colorful. All right. And what's next up,
Next,
Chef Kevin?
I'm gonna cut avocado.
He's wiping off the board. Whoops.
Okay, when I've cut avocado, don't do this way. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Put on cutting board. Can you see?
Yep. Put your hand on top.
And cut half. Like this. Here, half.
Ah.
Then take it off this seed.
Now, is everybody with us? I know we're going a little quickly, but some of
Too
you
fast?
some of you may already have the avocado cut, but Kevin wanted to show you his safe method. Okay, let's continue on.
And cut half.
And that's with the skin on, Kevin, right?
Yep.
Okay,
And the skin off.
by peeling. Okay,
That's all. And cut, I think 1/3.
okay. And then on our plate. Kevin, do you need to put lemon juice or anything on it? Or
If
background?
we use soon, we don't have to put it.
okay, all right. I just want to make sure everybody is caught up now and give everybody a chance for that. Because the next thing that we're going to do is to season the rice, right? And I hope everybody's rice is nice and warm. Here's mine from the rice cooker here. And Kevin is going to show us how we season this. But before we do that, I want to make sure everyone has the sushi zoo ready. Okay? Has everyone got the sushi zoo ready? This is 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar,
Use this.
and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay? So we have that already, and basically what you want is that all of the sugar and salt has been dissolved. Everybody have that done? I want to make sure before we move on. Okay, anybody have any questions on that? All right.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So it is 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, all mixed together like this. Some people heat it, but it's to dissolve everything, but it's not necessary. The salt and sugar is what you want to see dissolved. Okay. So in this case, we're not using a wooden bowl, and we're using kind of a small one. All right. So we want to keep the rice warm, and that's important for the absorption of the sushi zoo, the sushi dressing. So, Kevin, if you can explain what you're doing next.
Okay. This vinegar is for 300 grams rice. So we're gonna put 300 grams rice.
Half, 300 grams.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So 300 grams of rice is 2 American cups. 1 cup of rice is 150
Yeah,
grams.
150 now. And one more. $150.
He moves this out of the way and have Chef Kevin come back.
And put vinegar.
Slowly. So you're going to add the vinegar slowly to the hot rice. Let's make sure everybody's with us. Okay. So this amount of rice is going to be making 2 rolls.
And cut like this.
you'll be able to see the rice start to take on a nice glossy shine. All right. Okay. So careful here, the important thing is not to mash the rice.
Don't mash like this way. Cut like this.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions at this point or any comments or anything? Everybody with us? Yes? Okay. All right. So now you're going to cover it? You cover it, Kelly?
And cover little while with wrap.
So it's important that the rice is warm. It takes about 5 minutes for it to cool down to the temperature that we would like to have when we're rolling. Okay? All right. Great. Is everybody with us, and are there any questions? All right. We are going to now go on to the tamagoyaki, which is the egg roll. Okay, let me put this aside first.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And these are the fills. So we have 3 eggs here. Can you all see that? Okay. And I've already added 2 tablespoons of water to this. Okay. And let's add the rest, Kevin.
Mhm.
Okay.
2 tablespoons.
I think it's
Oh.
for the tamagoyaki is 2 teaspoons of sugar.
2 teaspoons sugar. And half teaspoon soy sauce.
And as I said, I've already put 2 tablespoons of water in there. Okay. So
And
sure everybody
we
for this.
mix. When you mix, don't do this way. You can't mix like this.
Oh, that's something I just learned. I did not know that. Okay. All right, so this is one of the most iconic of Japanese dishes, Japanese rolled omelet. This is not a dashi tamagoyaki. Dashi tamagoyaki has a fish stock in it. This is just a plain rolled omelet. Okay. As you can see, it's mixed, but not overly mixed. All right. And before we let's explain this, Kevin.
Mhm.
Okay.
When we put the tamago, we have careza like this. We need to take it off because we don't like.
Doesn't look good.
Doesn't look like. Doesn't take it off. But you don't have to take it off these. If you have strainer, the strainer can take it off.
I pulled mine out with my chopsticks. It's good practice, but Kevin likes to put it through a thick, a closely wired mesh. Okay. And this kind of helps to take out any impurities, takes out the glaze. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And just makes the egg look perfect.
Yeah, clear yellow.
Clear yellow.
Mm.
Okay. So when Kevin and I were practicing this, I had not done this before. I had skipped this step. And I'm not gonna skip it anymore because it really made a very beautiful egg roll. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Everybody with us? Okay. Any tips for cooking the rice? Could you read that, Jesse?
Sure. Somebody asked if there's any tips for cooking the rice so that it becomes stickier. Is there a certain rice cooker you recommend? Or is it okay to cook the rice in a pot and just boil it without using a special rice cooker?
Yes, you absolutely can cook the rice on top of the stove. If you're using Japanese or Korean medium or short grain rice, your rice should be sticky. It's naturally sticky. And you need to follow sort of the directions of how to prepare the rice, which is rinsing the rice 3 times and then soaking it for 20 minutes. And then you can, if you're using a rice cooker, you use that water. If you're not, you use a pot, you can discard the water and start to cook it. But it's really the method of cooking that you will get perfect rice every time with a rice cooker. Period. End of sentence. Having said that, I like Sojirushi just because I've used it forever. This is one of those smart machines. If you can see, which means that once you put the rice in here to soak, it senses it itself and turns itself on after 20 minutes. So it's, I think, a good investment. You don't have to have a fancy Dan one. You can get a less expensive one, but yeah. Hey, so we are now going to get ready to cook the tamagoyaki. The preparation of your pan is very important. So can you tell them about that, Kevin?
Yeah. Which one's
See, oil?
this oil?
Yeah.
The pan should be hot,
Is that high heat or
high heater.
high heat? Okay.
1 teaspoon of oil.
I would say that also depends on the pan that you're using.
Oh yeah.
This is a non-stick pan. So already we're ahead of the game. And Kevin used a
Paper towel.
to soak up the extra oil.
Mhm.
The important thing here, do not throw away this paper towel. You'll be using it as you go along. So, all right, everybody, we are cooking this egg in two halves. Not two halves, but half and then half again. So please watch. Do you want to turn the heat down, Kevin?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine? Okay.
Can I?
Yes. He's putting in about
Deb, do you have any recommendation about the type of oil?
regular canola oil. Something with no flavor.
Any vegetable
Any
oil?
vegetable oil. Slowly.
Okay.
We gotta lower the heat a little bit. So when Kevin and I were doing this before, he's so fast. I asked him to slow down a little bit. So the point here is to make a log. All right. And then once you've done, is it a half and half or 1/3?
Oh, 1/3. I did.
1/3. So we're doing it in threes. So once you make a log, you have to oil this again and turn down your heat because otherwise it'll kind of burn. We're not as skilled as Kevin, so I would say do it on a little bit lower heat once you get going. The pot will be nice and hot.
Can I
Okay.
put in?
Yes. And then you're putting in the next third. Okay. And watch
And
what
put
he
it
does here.
under the egg and turn. It's difficult. turn.
We also have spatulas.
And put oil again here. And put over there eggs.
Push all the way to the back again.
And put oil here. Then last one.
So this is looking, it's like opposite for them. You want to make sure that you know this is at the top of the pan. Yes, okay. Not the bottom. This is the top. Okay, go. The important element here is to pick up the omelet and have the egg seep underneath.
And we have to turn before this part should be dry. Before dry, we need to turn like this.
Usually Kevin would be using a special pan for this,
Square one
square one.
or rectangle one.
We wanted to make sure that people did, we use the material that you might have at home, but this is what a tamagoyaki pan looks like. It's square, so you could see that it is more conducive to making a log. Okay? So I want to make sure everybody's okay with that. And what we're going to do now, this, let me get the, hold on to this, Kevin, and I'll take away the,
Hmm?
yeah.
Mhm.
So now what you're going to do is get a board of some kind and put a paper towel on top or a plate. And I have a folded paper towel here. Okay. Is that it on this one?
Yep.
Okay, we don't have to cover it or anything?
Uh,
I mean, we don't need to do this?
yeah, that one is better.
Okay, so fold it in half and just cover it. And we want this to
Mhm.
kind of cool down. All right. And I'm going to, oops, take up my plate here. And that. And so we now have the egg that is part of the collection of items. And let's move this to the side. And let's make sure that you have all of your items now, because we are going to get ready to roll everything together. I hope you have 7 items. That would be great if you do. If not, don't worry about it. So we've got cucumber, kanikama, that's in a stick. That's what we're using. Tobiko, which is flying fish roe. Pakuan pickle, again, cut into a length. We may have to add to it for the roll. Avocado, shiitake, egg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 here.
Mhm.
All right. So let me slide this over. And we are going to begin to roll. So Kevin, can you explain what this is?
Yeah, this is bamboo. That's called makisu. And
Maki means to roll.
Hmm?
Maki means to roll.
Yeah.
Maki means to roll. And so as you see, makisu rolled means rolled mat, and makizushi is rolled sushi. Okay.
And this is seaweed nori. The shiny one is bottom. And today we use this way. This one is longer one, shorter one.
So I want to make sure everybody is ready to begin the rolling. Is everybody okay? Any questions? Anybody needs ready? Yay, Justin's ready. Woohoo! All right. Ryan is ready. Excellent. All right. Do we cut the tamagoyaki yet or not yet?
This way.
You ready?
Deb and Kevin,
Yes.
there's a question about if people should be toasting the nori.
No.
Okay.
That's already toasted.
Right. And one of the tips that Kevin had given me earlier is you don't have to use expensive nori. More expensive nori is crispy. Okay, it's very crispy, which is a little harder to roll, or maybe it could break a little bit more.
But
So-
tastes better.
Tastes better, right? So we got to figure out which is going to be easier for us. All right, so let me just make sure that we've got everything that we need here. Where's the rice? Okay. So if you could tell them like Julia, that's this.
Mhm.
Okay, if you can say that.
Okay. We have to ready all ingredients at once.
I'm going to see if I can
Get
pull-
rice and these ingredients. And I'm gonna cut egg first.
As you can see, does not have to be perfect.
Mhm.
And Kevin, do you wet the blade? Did you wet the blade?
Or for egg, I don't have to.
Okay.
It should not wet. And then we're gonna make a 2 rolls. So I'm gonna cut half of this way.
If you want, you can cut this in half again if you want to make more rolls, or just make another tamagoyaki, but we're going to be using 2. Okay. So you want to make sure that the lines are going horizontally,
Right.
not vertically, which is what we usually do, horizontally. Okay. All right.
Okay, we're gonna make 2 rolls. So we need to use half rice first.
If you don't have gloves, you can use, you can wet your hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Or use plastic wrap.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna make half again, so quarter.
Deb, your camera view changed, so we're not seeing from the top now.
Are you seeing that now from the top?
No, just we're seeing the 2 of you from the side.
You are?
Hmm.
Oh, that's not what I saw. Okay, hang on one sec. What are you seeing now? The 2 of us?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just switch the camera again. Sorry. I don't know how that happened. All right, and share. Are we there?
Yep, that looks better. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
This is quarter rice. So make little longer. Can I do that?
Yep.
I'm gonna put rice here. Like this. And
You're going to push the rice down very lightly.
don't push this way.
Okay.
Don't make a flat.
End to end is the important piece here.
other quarter rice, put here.
Okay. So we're going to wait a sec till everybody's with us. So Kevin, you leave, this is about 2 inches at the top? You leave the
Yes.
2 inches open? Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So if you'd like to, well, yes, you can do along with this. I forgot to tell you to watch us first. So now people are probably already involved in putting it together. We're going to make 2 rolls. So you'll get a second chance to do that. All right.
Can I do it?
Yes.
We're gonna do tobiko first.
Is there anything, a reason why you did that first?
The smaller one is first.
Okay.
And next, shiitake mushroom.
So you're going to be using about a half to a third of the ingredients that you have. I had you make a little bit more than you'll need. So you'll have some left over, but you're only putting a portion of this on. Okay?
And cucumber.
Slow, slow.
Mhm.
Okay. Cucumber next to it.
And takuan.
So you can see there's space here. So Kevin is cutting another piece of the takuan to make sure that everything is end to end.
And avocado.
So as you can see, he is layering things one on top of another, which is just fine. You don't have to put them all in a line, but one on top of the other can be fine. Okay.
And crab stick.
Mhm.
Then tamago.
We need a little bit more. Okay.
It's
You're
fine.
okay. It's fine.
fine.
Okay. So I want to make sure everybody is here with us now. And what I'll probably ask you to do is watch this first. It would be a little hard to do it together unless you know what you're doing. Okay?
I'm gonna explain.
Okay.
This end should be come here, not here, right here. Can I do it?
Okay, ready?
Ready?
And
Here.
that's where you stop. Okay?
And open this. And turn,
And just roll forward.
roll forward 90 degree. Done. Done.
Now that wasn't so hard, was it? All right. We are going to do another one together. Right? The roll. So your roll is all done. Before we go ahead, Kevin, does anybody have any questions? Okay. The really good thing about this is that you can tuck everything inside. All right. And we are going to do this one more time. All right.
Any question?
Any disasters? Everybody okay? It's easier than you think, especially when you're doing it with an expert. Okay. So let's do this again. Ours turned out great. Woohoo! Same. Wonderful. Yay! All right. We're going to have show and tell shortly.
half of this. Don't squeeze. Sa.
Ooh, I got it in the wrong direction.
No, fine.
I'm fine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. Fine?
Yeah.
Is this really vertical?
Hmm?
Is this
This way.
this way?
Mm.
Okay. Right?
Can I?
Show us? Yes,
Mm.
yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah.
Put here in the open. What is it? Open?
Spread.
Spread.
Okay.
Looks like easy, but I know it's difficult. Again, put rice like this in the open spread. Like this.
So this was a tip that I had not known before when making maki sushi. I always put all the rice at one time, but I see that this is such a much better method to do it. That looks great. Okay. All right.
Okay. Tobiko first. Shiitake next.
Hey, everyone.
And cucumber or pickles.
So the reason for the 7 ingredients, Kevin, can you tell what the reason for 7 ingredients?
Because number 7 mean, I think luck.
Luck. Right. It's also that Japanese have these shichifukujin.
Yeah, 7 lucky
gods, 7 lucky gods. And so that's what the number 7 signifies here. This is all about symbolism. Okay.
And avocado. And crab stick. Then tamago, egg.
Okay.
Then can you see?
Yep.
Here.
Okay. And the pressure that you're applying, it's light, even pressure, end to end.
Then turn 90-degree. Done.
Okay. We've got 2 rolls done. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn our camera off, and I'm going to ask everybody to show us your rolls. And then after that, we're not going to do anything yet. We're going to make the latte, the matcha latte.
No. Cut first.
Before the matcha latte, we cut it.
After?
You want to cut it? Oh yeah, we'll cut it first.
Up to
Okay,
you.
no, that's okay. We'll cut it first. Sorry, reverse. This is now usually eaten in one piece.
Yeah, whole pieces,
Uh-huh.
whole piece, but that's too big for us. So I'm gonna cut this half or 1/3.
Yes, the lucky direction this year that we're going to be facing is south southeast. Okay, south southeast. So Kevin and I had talked about cutting this. It's not going to be bad luck, we promise. And it'll be easier to eat. So Kevin's going to show us how to cut it. And if you were making regular sushi, we'll show you how to cut that too. Okay, so let's get this and all right, let me get the cutting board.
Mhm.
So now we're going to get the cutting board. So you need a cutting board, you need a knife, and you need a wet paper towel. Paper towel has to be wet. And here you're looking for seam side down. Okay. So wet paper towel and the knife.
The knife should be wet a little bit. Okay. So I show you wrong way. Don't push. Can you
Where
put
do you want-
camera from here?
A little lower.
Yeah, lower.
Let's see. I don't think I can get like that's about it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't push like this.
Don't do that.
Don't do this. We have to move like this way.
This is just a sample. Just a sample. We're cutting the end off.
Okay. Half or 1/3?
I think 1/3 might be easier.
1/3.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna cut 1/3.
Wet the towel.
Mhm.
Every time you cut, you have to wet the towel because the rice is so sticky. It will make it difficult to cut. So Kevin's going to do 1/3.
Cut. And again, wipe in 1/3.
So you see, just very simply and quickly, he did that, and he didn't put them in a line. He put them sort of on a diagonal way. That's the Meide Taberu piece. That's the Japanese aesthetic.
Mhm.
You know, that's so important about how things look. So has everybody gotten theirs cut? Okay. And we'll leave the second one whole for now. And we are gonna just set these aside and move our things, and then we're going to very quickly make the matcha latte, and then we'll explain and all eat together. All right? So, okay. All right, this is our quick change. And I just want to get my. So now we're going to go right to the matcha latte, which is very simple. Everything prepared. And let me get the milk out of the refrigerator. Kevin, can you put these things?
Mhm.
All right, that. So for this, I just have a small saucepan, a cup of milk. Believe it or not, I could not find a small container of soy milk, so I'm just using regular milk today. You could use soy milk, you can use oat milk, almond milk, whatever. And I'm going to pour the milk right into the pan. Okay. And just begin to heat it up. Yeah. While the milk is heating up, can I just slide this over a little? Just there. I'm going to prepare the matcha in the cup. So I have found so many different brands of matcha in regular supermarkets at Stop and Shop up here in Market Basket. And I've been finding a lot of matcha, but this is a Japanese brand. Actually, those were also made in Japan. I can't remember the names of them, but I tend to use a regular matcha. This is ceremonial grade, which means it's more expensive, and the color is darker green. So that's one of the reasons why I use that. This is another one. This is a classic grade matcha. So I think the different grades also has to do with the, the amount of flavor and also the color. Actually, afterwards, we'll let you talk to Kevin. His son is in Kyoto, and he is actually making matcha with the tea leaves and everything. So matcha is the green tea leaf that is ground up. So you're eating the whole leaf, which is why there is more caffeine in there. And we do even serve matcha lattes. You know that they can be, I don't know how much it's Starbucks these days, but they can be very expensive. And I'm putting about 1 teaspoon. You could put 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons, depending on how you like your matcha. See, that is a beautiful color, okay? There's so many different ways to do this, but we are gonna just do it kind of a simple way that might be easy to do at home. You don't need any whisk or anything. I'm gonna put that tea in the bottom of the cup. And now the milk is heating. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of honey. Okay, as I said, we are a program that works a lot with kids. So we know that matcha is not traditionally sweet, but we try to do something that we think will be palatable and good for kids as well as adults. And so I'm going to turn this low now. Whoops, a little bit low.
Deb, someone's wondering if there's such a thing as decaf matcha powder, which I'm thinking might be challenging given that it's the whole leaf that's ground up. But does anyone have any insight on that?
Of decaf matcha, have you, Kevin?
Decaf matcha powders to make decaf matcha powder is very, very difficult. And someone tried to making now in Japan, but not popular right now.
Right.
And very, very, very expensive.
Yeah. Which matcha is already expensive, I can't imagine, but it's generally not. And you can control the amount of caffeine by the amount of matcha that you put in. And Japanese kids do start drinking green tea, not necessarily matcha, from a young age. It might be watered down, but they do drink green tea at an early age. So here with my pot, I'm just whisking this into a nice broth. If you have one of those little magic wands that froths it up, you can use that. But here, my goal is to just make this warm and melt the honey. All right. And so, Kevin, can you remove this? Okay. All right. And now, this is also a challenge, is to kind of melt the tea in with the milk. So I'm only going to put in a very little bit in the beginning. Whoops, like that. And I'm just going to whisk this back and forth. like this. I got a little bit of a head of foam here. Until I think it's almost all dissolved. And then I'm just going to slowly add the milk. I don't have much of a foam on this, but if you did have a foam, you could hold it back and then add the foam to the top. Whoops, just here. And depending on how it is foamy. Yay. Okay. We got the foam. I could have mixed it up a little bit better, but there we are. Very simple, no flavors or anything like that. It's just a very simple matcha latte that you can enjoy and doesn't cost $7. Okay, Here you go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take our Ehomaki, the one we cut.
Cutting one?
Yeah, one we cut. And I am going to stop the share and see if we can see everybody's. Where's our maki? One we cut.
Where is it?
Oh, geez. Okay. Sorry. Here's the one we cut. All right. And there. So if everybody can see that, now I'm going to stop this share and switch cameras, and we are going to see how everybody has done. All right. Whoa, look at that. Yay. Omedetou.
Oh,
Whoa, super job.
beautiful.
Jesse, can you take pictures? Do you know how to do the picture for everyone who's doing that? Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Well done, everybody. Wow, let me see if I have someone on the next page. Okay, beautiful job. Do we have any questions before we eat? Krista, can you show me what you did, honey? I see a young lady there. Can you show us what you have? Oh my goodness, Justin.
Beautiful.
Beautiful job, everybody. Does anyone have any questions or comments? This was easier than I thought. This was harder than I thought. Pillipet, let's see yours. It looked very yummy. Anybody have any interesting ingredients? Anybody put in eel or anything? Let's see. All right. We are going to get ready to eat now. So Kevin, if you can pick up one. Now what we're going to do, Jesse, are we highlighted?
I can highlight you again.
Yeah, can you highlight us so everybody can see Kevin? All right. South-southeast is this direction for me. So if you can all find your south-southeast direction, and you have to be what?
Make a wish.
Make a wish and be perfectly silent. No talking while you eat the ehomaki. All right. Do we say itadakimasu?
No. We
No
don't have to.
itadaki. You don't have to. Okay. So please start. Carefully.
Done.
Done. Okay, we can go unhighlighted. All right. And then if everybody can have a sip of their matcha latte. Oh, good. Honey is just the right amount of sweetness. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Kevin? He used to make these Ehomaki at his store at Ebisuya Market in Medford here near Boston. Does anyone have any questions about that or any Japanese food questions at all? Yes, Elizabeth, can you unmute yourself?
My Japanese friends told me that they don't make this and that they felt that it was a 7-Eleven created holiday. So I was wondering, like, what's the history and how far back does it go? And do many people make these and celebrate it?
So,
I did a little bit of reading about that beforehand. Apparently, this used to be more of a tradition in the Kansai region
Yes,
of Japan, and has a long history of people making and eating ehomaki for Setsubun in that region of Japan, which is considered kind of Western Japan. But in the mid 20th century, some clever marketers in the sushi and also nori trade associations wanted it to gain more widespread popularity across Japan. And in particular, 7-Eleven was marketing it in Hiroshima, and that kind of sparked this nationwide practice of eating ehomaki. So it does have roots in Japan, but it was a regional tradition.
So she's absolutely right. And most people don't make it, but a lot of people make the type of roll called futomaki. So this is in that family. Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about futomaki?
Yeah, futomaki is a thick roll. The ehomaki is kind of futomaki, but I came United States about 35 years ago, and I didn't know about ehomaki when I was Japan because I'm growing up near Mount Fuji, not Kansai area. So, but right now, I think whole Japanese people knows about ehomaki right now.
Yeah.
It used to be not.
And Kevin, when you made them at your store, how many did you sell?
Last year I made a 200 ehomaki, 200 whole pieces, and someone eat just in front of me this size without talking.
Okay, wow. So yeah, it has its roots, but it is a constructed holiday. And thank you, 7-Eleven, for making so many things popular, including egg sandos and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, good question.
There's a question if raw salmon can be an ingredient to be added to ehomaki, and if so, how should the salmon be cut?
How what?
How should it be cut?
Anything. We can put anything in ehomaki. For example, we can put any vegetable. Someone put chocolate.
Oh, not sure about that, but okay. But yes,
But raw fish is fine.
yes, it's also pretty common there. And you would cut it, the goal is to cut it in strips, like everything else, so that it's the same. Kevin's going to show you.
The salmon should be like this shape. We have to cut like this shape, and then we can put raw in futomaki.
Yes.
In the case of using sashimi or raw fish, are there any safety tips for preparing and eating raw fish at home?
We have to eat soon.
Okay, that's pretty key.
Yeah.
You're usually not leaving that over. Make what you're going to eat then, okay? Putting sushi rice in the refrigerator, I mean, you'd have to do that, but it gets very hard and it's not so pleasant to eat. But, basically anything can go in, and now I'm seeing so many of them with raw fish. Maguro and salmon,
Salmon, hamachi.
hamachi, anything. The key is the type, the way you cut it and add it.
In Japan, squid very popular.
Okay. Any other questions? I'd like to ask if there's anything left, if you could take pictures of your work and I send it in to Jesse, and then hopefully we'll have some good pictures of what you've done. And so this has been really great. Jesse, do you want to tell them about the survey? Okay.
Yes, I was just adding the link into the chat. I'll add it there now. So, yeah, if you have a moment to fill out our feedback survey, it's really helpful. Your feedback makes this event series better and better each time. So if you would take a moment to fill it out, that would be great. And also, I want to let everyone know that the next Ouchigohan event the theme is Miso Madness, and it's going to be held on March 21st at 5:30 p.m. So please keep an eye out for that. And thank you all so much for coming tonight.
Thank you, everybody. Sayonara.
Sayonara.